Hello everyone, my name is Cleese, and in this video I'm going to talk about the heroes and generals. First, a little bit about me. I've been playing these heroes and generals in past 6 years. I started in closed beta in 2012. Then in 2013 I joined Allied HQ. I was member of Allied HQ for 1 or 2 years. After that I joined Devil's Brigade, which is the US-based clan, and since then I have been playing with guys from Devil's Brigade. I'm mostly playing on the US side. I played a bit on the Soviet and German, but this is not so significant. In this video I mostly want to cover what, in my opinion, I think it is important for the player who wants to play on the competitive level to level up, what kind of characters are necessary for competitive gameplay, for the players who wants to fight on the top level and to fight against top top clans and top players in other factions. So in my character list I have some characters on the German side, nothing really serious, and on the Soviet. But my major characters are on the US side, where I have 4 generals. Some of them are very old characters that I upgraded long time ago, so they all have 5 stars and they're level 22. I think this is the maximum level. Then I have from the infantries I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colonels, 2 pilots, 2 paratroopers, 2 tank crewmen, and 1 recon. Let's first start with infantrymen, because I think the infantrymen are the most important character type in this game. It is very important in a top level game, in clan game, to be able to fill all the necessary roles that some game requires. So it's very important to have various support roles available, so that if the situation dictates that you must use AP mines in town, or you must use anti-tank mines on the river crossings, or you have to quickly spawn with bazooka, that you have a response for all these situations. And basically you must have all the characters already properly leveled up and equipped. Here I have a short, I think, table. Yeah, it's here in Excel, that I quickly prepared what I think it's necessary for player to have. The first one on the list, I call it Rusher. Basically, this is the guy who is equipped with minimum equipment, and his goal is to, especially in the assault missions, sometimes also on defensive missions, to spawn as fast as possible and to rush for the enemy point. Spawn time is determined also by the type of the equipment we are using, and also by the amount of the equipment. So basically, if the character is using M1919, then the spawn time is considerably longer than spawn time of the Garant. So this character has the lowest possible equipment on him, probably Garant, or only a pistol, maybe grenades, but better not. And his role is to be first on the point, especially when the game starts. The second role that every player should have, I call the Grenadier, is the guy that has anti-tank mines. It is very important in the beginning of the game, especially against the clans, to mine the flanking routes that the enemy can execute with their APCs, and then use APCs to as as mobile spawns in towns. So mining sometimes can be crucial for the outcome of the battle. The next support character, which is very important, is I call it engineer, is the guy who has a mechanic gold badge, and he of course he has a wrench. This guy, his role is to drive the APC, repair the APC if necessary, and also to protect the friendly tanks and repair friendly tanks if necessary. The next guy, of course, is bazooka guy. Usually I run with 2 bazooka guys, but this is not necessary. Usual setup for bazooka is Garant and bazooka. The both of these weapons, they take 5 equipment points, so they can be equipped both on the same character without taking out any pouches with a normal armor set. So this character, especially this one here, is equipped with the badges for the clan battles because he has Iron Fist and Infantry First badges. With these 2 badges, 99% is guaranteed that the first hit on the enemy APC is going to destroy the APC. Also, one important role to have is to have a guy. I have a very old character with PMK mines on the US side, but yeah, any other AP mines are also good. To have a one guy with anti-personnel mines to protect the entrances or alleys or stairs. Yeah, it's even if you are using mines, it's not necessary to mine everything. Even placing few mines from time to time can distract enemy enough so that then the enemy needs to spend a lot of time looking into the ground and then don't look in front of them. So this distraction can work very good for the defenders. And also one role which is really good to have is to have one guy with the stickies that can take out the heaviest tanks where the bazooka can't do it. So let's see my characters here. The first one here is the guy with Infantry First and Iron Fist badge. This is the guy who has whose role is to take out the enemy APCs. He's equipped with the standard vehicles. The badges are Infantry First and Iron Fist. The first guarantees 50% damage to soft vehicles and Iron Fist plus 25% damage to armor vehicles. Each of my characters are colonels, so they have assault teams equipped. Some of them 3, some 4. It depends how many points they have. This role, I think this is the best setup for this role. So nothing, maybe a revolver can be equipped here, and then medic pouch, and maybe additional bazooka, so that this character has 7 rockets. This also can work, but usually I run with the Garant. Okay, give me a second just to decrease the number of rockets. I run with Garant and with bazooka. How I modify Garant? I usually modify Garant with the scope, with the full rate of fire. This means field trigger chop and light and spring, and of course the Scout 2 barrel, which guarantees 2-hit kill against heavyset users. Some players, they also use match M72 ammo, which I think guarantees this weapon to be 2-hit kill up to 130 meters, which is awesome, but also it is increasing recoil considerably. So I can control this weapon, but after maybe half an hour, 1 hour, my hand starts to hurt, so I prefer not to use. But I know some great players who can play without a problem with using bullets. Also, it's important to say that these bullets are a little bit faster than this one here, so I think it's also easier to hit targets with M72 bullets. But I think everyone will agree that full rate of fire is basically with Scout 2 should always be used, and of course then the bullets are discussable what user prefers the most. The second character that I have is the guy with the anti-tank mines. At the moment I equip most of my characters with the 1919 because at the moment I like to play with 1919, but this character also has different weapons here, fully leveled, like one hit kill rifle like Thompson or carbine, or also Garant fully leveled up, or Johnson, with all of them with modifications. Also for this guy it's possible to equip, for example, Johnson, use standard ammo, which is 120 bullets, and then equip, for example, health. So this player can have health, or maybe it's even possible with anti-tanker to, which is also a very good build, equip a Garant, which gives 2 more. So basically big health can be equipped with a guy who has anti-tank mines. What's important for this guy, you see here I'm using heavy set gold for this character, and dynamite lover gives it will give you 3 extra explosives. This means here that this guy is running with 5 anti-tank mines. So this is basically the most important thing when you're creating a anti-tank guy with anti-tank mines, to equip him with dynamite lover patch. Okay. He's using standard set of vehicles. I usually always equip APCs with a health crate and jeeps with a health crate. About 1919 modifications, I can cover that right now. I use the adjusted sight, full rate of fire, and for the last one I'm not using chrome lined barrel. I'm using stainless steel barrel. It gives me a little bit more control when I'm firing gun. A little bit more accuracy, and the gun is a little bit more stable. Nothing big, but it's nice to have. With this one here, with the chrome lined barrel, the gun gets a little bit more damage, and I think it's 3 hit kill up to 100 meters. With this one here, it's 3 hit kill up to 50 meters, but it's still quite deadly and accurate. When we talk about the Johnson modification, for the Johnson modification I use, in this case I use, sometimes I switch. If this is used, then the weapon is the weapon is 3 hit kill up to 50 meters and full rate of fire. If this can give you a little bit more control, but then the weapon is always 4 hit kill against heavyset users. It is also a good build. Some players who they don't like the sight and they can't control the weapon, they run this combination, which is really nice to use. The biggest problem with the Johnson is that the reload time is quite high. So basically, you should be very careful with the trigger, or when you are equipping a Johnson, you should always have a fast reload gold, or maybe some sidearms. So maybe in this setup here would be also for running Johnson would be maybe something like this. Move this to slot 4 and then equip a pistol with 8 bullets for self-defense. And maybe this also combination can work for the anti-tanker. Anti-tank miner. I have my own rules, so basically this third slot here is always reserved for health. I never use it for weapon, so that I know when I press button 3 that always the health will pop up. So when I'm using health, it's always on the third, and secondary weapon is always on the second place, while some utility items are on the fourth slot. About this is here, okay, nothing. I will cover M1, M2 later bit. It's also worth to mention that badges like where is it? Tight Grip Gold, they work really nice with Johnson and with 1919. From my experience, if you have Tight Grip Gold, then you can pretty well control the 1919 from standing position. Usual 1919 works from crouch position. The best time from standing is don't try some long shots while standing. The same applies with the Johnson with 1941. Also try to use as much as possible crouch position, not a standing position, because you get a lot more sway and the gun is a lot more uncontrollable if you're firing from standing position. Okay, the next character. Okay, this is my heavy character. In this character, I swap 1919 with the Johnson sometimes, but again, yeah, it's when I use Johnson, I'm very careful with ammo because of the hoarder, I can't equip faster load. I don't want to equip faster load in expense of heavy set. This guy has a Weasel, and the benefit of Weasel is that I can equip ammunition and medic supply crates, both of them. What is also important, I also have Panzershek. Panzershek is excellent replacement. I mean, excellent second option for the bazooka. It's great. It has higher velocity of the rocket and and trajectory is much more flatter than on the bazooka. So it's excellent if you are targeting long-range targets. If you use when you are aiming, if you use a rangefinder with a space, you can make very accurate long shots with Panzershek, much easier than with bazooka. But this character, very often I used to fire at the planes with bazooka, so firing at planes it's easier with bazooka because bazooka doesn't have this shield that blocks your line of sight. So basically, it's this is excellent. This bazooka is excellent to fire at the enemy planes, especially Recons who are very slow. So sometimes I kill several Recon plane in battle with this character, and Weasel is always next to me, so I have unlimited access to unlimited ammo. 1919 is really good weapon because 1919 is okay. We can say that tight grip makes the weapon handling better, but the 1919 is the weapon that basically does not require additional badge. So if you don't have a veteran membership, 1919 is the way to go. You can be very competitive with 1919, and you can play only with heavy set and with 1919 and be on top level, which can't be said for Carbine and for Johnson. If you're playing on top level, you need badges. So okay, this is my Rusher guy. Again, he's equipped. This guy has also. On the previous guy, I had. I forgot to mention this. Sometimes I level up because I change stuff, so I have a lot of things unlocked, and in this case here I have two Garants, which is also nice combination sometimes to play with two Garants with a heavy set and Um, with heavy set and faster load gold, which I use for this character. Um, this one, Garant here, is equipped with the bullets, but no rate of fire modifications. So basically, this is some sort of sniper mode Garant, and this is Garant with the bullets, but without scope. So it's quite controllable, and it's I used it for close quarter fights. So this is also interesting combo who likes to play with rifles. Okay, also about who likes to play with the bar. I think, in my opinion, this is the best modification for bar. With the bullets, the bar is the only LMG that basically you can equip bullets and to have benefits. If you equip it with 19 bullets, it will not work. Okay. Or also on Johnson, you will lose too much of the control, too much of the accuracy. So basically, the gun will perform worse. But with the bar, the situation is different because of low rate of fire. With this M72 with field adjusted sight, no trigger, light and spring, and stainless steel barrel, this is very, very accurate and very deadly. Of course, the drawback of the bar is like for the 1919, it's like true LMG, so basically you can't run, you walk. I mean, you can run with shift, but it doesn't behave like carbine, or like Johnson that practically behaves as assault rifle. And also a longer reload time and only 20 bullets. So basically, you will need to equip all or one handgun or faster reload gold. Yeah. Okay. May I move back my original setup. Hoarder gold. I leveled up my primary characters. Basically, I leveled up everything, so it's easy for me to change stuff, buy stuff, and change the outfit of my soldiers if I have some different ideas or I want to try something different. This guy here is my assault guy. For him I use or Johnson, which is modified the same like any other Johnson with a chrome line barrel, full rate of fire and field adjust sight, or carbine. It depends. When I'm running with Johnson, then this character has fast reload gold. And when I'm running with a carbine, then tight grip. Tight grip is mandatory for the carbine. For me, the best carbine is this here. You don't need bullets because you're in a clan battle. You're not going to get anything with bullets. The weapon is still 5 hit kill against the heavyset gold. Scope, full rate of fire, and no barrel. Okay, so for me this is the best. And with the tight grip, it's controllable. The best to use it again crouch position, but you can use it in standing position, but not on very, very short range. Hip fire is a little bad. Even hip fire with 1941 is better. If you want a solid hip fire, then I suggest to remove the scope and remove the trigger to have it on 800 rate of fire. This, and then equip Deadeye Gold. This is very solid build. It's not expensive. The weapon is solid also in hip fire. It's solid in the close to medium range when you are aiming, and it's overall good. But it can run with a Deadeye. It is possible to run Deadeye on full rate of fire, but the gun is not controllable as I would like. So I think it's better not, but I know some players that are running even this combination, they are running with Deadeye. It's possible, but I prefer much more, it's my personal, I prefer much more tight grip. But with this, I'm sacrificing hip fire, which is terrible with this character. Okay, I think with this character I have also puncher shrek and bazooka and also all kind of AP mines and stuff. Okay, and this character also has a weasel and amphibious. Sometimes I run with 2 amphibious characters. This is my rusher. I'm leveling up. This is my one of the latest characters. He's going to be a rusher. He has all the vehicles necessary for that. I'm leveling up heavy set a little bit more. I think 2 last levels. I will do it very quickly. Yeah, okay, I need basically 1 more level in next few days, and then I will be over with this. This guy will have only Garant equipped, and his goal is to be first on the point. This is my oldest character that I didn't promote to general. Unfortunately, my oldest generals I promoted to my oldest combat characters. Sorry, I promoted to generals, and I lost all the badges that I have with them. I would never do it again, something stupid as that. But at that time, I thought it's a good idea to have generals on the RTS map. This guy has everything because he is very old. Of course, all the badges, I think they are old gold. He has a black carbine, PMK mines, and medic pouch, hoarder, tight grip. Sorry, not hoarder. Heavy set and tight grip because he's running with carbine. He has also DP28. Johnson. Sometimes I run with 2 sets of Garants, pistol, even the PPSH, and also this bolt action rifle, 2 Thompsons. Here weapons, also some Soviet weapons, 2 sets of S mines. And this guy has also all the vehicles available. I think he even has NTR, but I'm not using NTR. This is my guy with anti-personal mines. Very important when we are fighting clan matches. Usually I'm not using this character, or I'm not using this mines only if the battle is really interesting. Then I use him. And this is my engineer guy. This is my engineer guy. He has a mechanic gold badge, which gives him 100% faster repair. He also has heavyset gold. His role is to protect the tank, repair the tank, drive the APC. He has the APC. He also has the weasel. Drive the APC, and he also has hand grenades because these grenades are necessary if you need to clear the anti-tank mines on the river crossings. Sometimes I equip this character with the Johnson, but the problem is again no faster load for this character because he must have a mechanic badge, or maybe Garant is also a good solution. Carbine not so well, unless his role is something different, but at the moment, since he's a repairman, he will most likely run with 1919 or Garant, and the third choice can be 1941, but yeah. He also has, because I changed the roles of the players, he also has all kind of anti-tank weapons. This is from my infantry characters. Let's see, for the pilots. For the pilots, I have 2 pilots. Basically, I have not been flying since stopped flying basically in for serious. I stopped flying since SCO 2.0 in mid 2016 when most of Devil's Brigade went on a break. I'm not sure shall I call it break or they simply abandoned the game. Time will tell. Um, but yeah, if you really want to have a good pilot, then basically you must have two pilots. One pilot should be equipped with like this one here. I think he is equipped with high explosives, and this one here is equipped with APCR. So basically that you can react to any situation. If you need to fight enemy planes or you need to fight enemy infantry, then you are going to spawn high explosives. If you need to fight against tanks, then you of course you will spawn with the APCR ammo. The most important badges are flak jacket and the bombs away. Preferably you must have them gold because they give you the biggest bonus. This is my old pilot character, so he has some crazy weapons I think here, like Garant, which was at one point of game I think even one hit kill Garant. And he also has anti-personal mines. Who knows what I was doing with this character in 2013 or 14. I think he was used a lot as paratrooper at that time. Okay, so yeah, nothing more to be said. He even has a heavy set silver, this character, nimble gold, hoarder, pointer, quick fire gold. Yeah, this is one very old character, and camouflage gold he has. Excellent. Okay, so this is my two fighter pilots. I said the paratrooper, this paratrooper is very old. It was in 2013 my highest ranked character. Probably he also have all kind of badges. Yeah, most of them are gold. Especially this combat ones. He has heavyset gold also. He has all kind of weapons. I'm using even at the expense of the free fall badge. I'm using faster load with Johnson because really using Johnson in close quarter without secondary weapon and without faster load, it's really tricky. Who knows what I'm doing with this guy, but I see here that I have two pistols with and two revolvers with the full modification set on it. This probably costed me 1 million credits to buy all of this, but okay. Here's M1 carbine with all the modifications. I really don't know what to say about this, but this is the crappiest gun in the game, so it's not important. I also have Garant, apparently fully modified with Scout 2, and also M1A1 fully leveled, yeah, and also PPSH on this part. And yeah, for the Thompson, what is the best modification? I think the best is just the sight and this lightning bolt that gives you the most rate of fire. Stainless steel barrel is not important, and I think it is really not important to equip any ammo. Just go without ammo, full rate of fire and sight, and this is a solid weapon for the close quarters. So if we have a Thompson. Okay. For this guy, I think I tried with this guy with M1A1 carbine to use it. But yeah, the performance of this gun is really appalling. So I decided, because with this gun, it takes only 4 equipment points. So without hoarder badge, I can use this gun and stickies, which is okay. But also if I take one ammo pouch from the Garand and I keep hoarder, I have 20-30 bullets and I still have stickies to destroy tanks. This is a special part of the character if we really need to deal with some tanks on the battlefield. So, and this is my latest character, so he's not even a colonel, he's just a major. Tank crew, this is the oldest tank crew member. I think he's very, yeah, if I would promote him, he would be a top level general, level 22. He has all the tanks with, I mean, not all the tanks, not jumbo, but Pershing, we can say all the best tanks in categories. Fully leveled up with the high explosives and with APCR, but in last 2-3 years I really have not been playing with the tanks, so I can't comment how the tank gameplay now works in a game. The important badges, of course, there are two the most important badges: gunner badge and mechanic badge. There are no any other badges. These are two the most important. The gunner that allows you to reload faster, and mechanic that allows you to repair the tank faster. This is my second tanker, which is really good to have on the US side. Actually, my idea was to have a Steward and to have M10, and then to have here Jumbo and here this Sherman. The basic idea is, especially playing clan battles against the Soviets, Hellcat is very vulnerable even for front from PTRD. So this tank destroyer is much better against the Soviets because the frontal armor can stop the PTRD, and the Stuart has even better the frontal armor than Chaffee. So maybe in some situations Stuart is even better than Chaffee against the Russians, against the Soviets. So this is my main idea, but I never had enough patience. I tried, but playing, in my opinion, playing tanks, I enjoyed before playing tanks, maybe 2013, 2014, but I think now it's nightmare to play tanks in Heroes in general. So I simply didn't have enough patience to level up this guy fully, and maybe in future, maybe it will be better for the tankers, so I will also spend some quality time to level up this tanker. In general, I like to level up things and also to enjoy while I'm leveling up. If this is a torture, then I would rather not. And leveling up tanks, in my opinion, was basically a torture. About the Recons, I very rarely play with Recon. I have this character from long time ago. I think he has a lot kind of... I even played, this character was apparently Infantrymen before. He has 1919 and 1918. He also has a PMKs in his arsenal. He also has bazooka, which can be used. Okay, but yeah, this guy, he can use Garant with the better scope, with the German scope. This is with this scope, not with the T-post, which is interesting. He has one-hit kill rifle with a full damage modification on. Wrench, camouflage. It's important to have heavyset gold. It's really nice to have if you have it. If not, you can maybe equip then really good is invisible to enemy spotters. Ghillie is really nice. So it's camouflage and gold ghillie. It's, I think, excellent for the Recon badge. As Recon badges. On the US side, I have Greyhound, but Greyhound is really Greyhound needs a bit low from Reto. It's underperforming vehicle, definitely. So I just for fun I have this French, but on the German side, if I would have, I would play really as Recon. I would have two Recons, one Recon as a Recon with the rifle and with the pistol, and maybe with AP mines or something like that. And my second Recon would be 2-2 Recon equipped with maybe automatic rifle with SMG and with the wrench, and then his badges would be just as a tanker, mechanic gold. So for the Germans, I think having two Recons, it's really nice because they have awesome vehicle as 2-2. For the generals, my oldest characters, level 22, they have a lot of assault teams equipped on them. I use mostly infantry because I have a lot of supports. I don't need more. More support assault teams. These characters, they were full leveled up. They had all the badges, but unfortunately, I decided to promote them, which was a clear mistake. Did I miss anything? One additional option, which is not bad to consider with this rusher, it is also interesting maybe to equip driver badge, in this case here, which gives you 75% faster startup on the vehicle, and this also will give you a little bit more, maybe a few seconds you will get faster to the objective. So everything what can get you faster to the objective with this character is important. So as less as possible equipment should be equipped on this character. So the speed is the number one for this guy, nothing else. And basically this rusher I never use later in the battle. I use him only for the first 10 seconds of the battle, and if he survives, of course, a little bit more, but not much more. About anything more to be said? Did I miss any crucial weapon modification? I think I did not. For the rifle, I think it's always the best to have the most, maybe this Match M72, or to have the most damage, but it depends on the playstyle. What do you prefer? Even this here is not going to give you a kill. If you hit in the chest, you are not going to kill a user who has a heavy set silver. That can only be done by snipers. So I think this setup also works. It will kill anyone who is hit into the chest and doesn't have any heavy set at all, because most of the heavy set users, they have at least heavy set silver. For the Thompson, I covered the modification. For the revolver, you can go for, especially for this one, for the full damage, full rate of fire, and then if the user doesn't have, if the player doesn't have a heavy set gold, you have a 2-hit kill weapon. What is else necessary? I mean, not necessary, but interesting to say. About the characters. Nothing comes to my mind at the moment. It's important to have more, basically it's very important to have more than one character. Before, I think, I don't know when it was before Squad 2.0, it was possible to leave the battle, re-equip the character, and then re-enter the battle again. And by that time we were mostly using a single character. We would just leave the battle, re-equip, and rejoin the battle again. But after Squad 2.0, this has been disabled. So now if you don't have a right option to counter, then you can spawn, but you can't, for example, kill a tank if you don't have a bazooka character. I think, yeah, for my account, I have been playing this game for a long time. For the account, I think I played, if the game doesn't crash right now, but I think it will crash. Yeah, it will crash. I'm going to stop recording for a second and I will reload again. Just wait a second bit. Okay, I'm reloading again. The game is very, very unstable lately. I think this code is really working very, very bad. Unfortunately, many changes in past 2 or 3 years are, in my opinion, are not good. So about my account, I have been playing really a lot. I played more than 5,000 hours since 2013. I have a lot of credits, and you can see I have a lot of war funds. For the weapons, I use mostly 1919, then Thompson, Garant, and then Carbine and Johnson. I use some German weapons, but not too much, so I would not give any suggestions about German weapons. I think there are some better German players than me who can give you advices about about the German weapons, German army compositions, and what the characters are best to be used for the when you are playing for the German army, or of course when you are playing for the Soviet army. Yeah, I'm going now to wrap up this. I hope this was useful. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.